Hi, this is a follow-up to a video I made a couple of days ago where I went to open Subnautica after running the patch 2025 and it would not open. And what I had found was removing all the mods from the plugins folder, going back to the vanilla game. The vanilla game opened just fine. That resolved it. Actually, future editor here, I have heard from at least one viewer that with no mods installed, the game is not running right for them. They can't move at all. If this happens to you, let them know on their Discord so that the developers can debug your situation. But it turns out it's not all the mods that will, crash the game or have any effect on it. So I did find that some mods will just fail silently. Some of them harmlessly, some of them will do a little bit of damage to actual core components of the game that they might be fused with. And I did find one mod, as it turns out, that I had installed that prevents the game from loading. So I wanted to go through, I want to tell you what that mod is, and I want to go through some of the results I got because I went back and started testing out what mods I wanted installed, and I got a variety of results. I ended up with 4 categories. 1, they just didn't load in the game. 2, they loaded in the game but they didn't work correctly. 3, they loaded in the game, they may or may not work correctly, but they broke something core. And 4, they actually crashed the game. And category 4, there's only one mod that did that. So obviously I've brought up a screen of, well, 2 screens, right? On the left is my BepInEx plugins folder. That's my current live one. On the right is the one that has, that's my old one that has been renamed to BepInEx Old. You can see not all of these are over in the left. The ones over in the left are running safe. Obviously I've got the game running. I'm inside the Archon submarine, which is gorgeous and deserves its own review. So far what I've got installed is Archon, immersive third person, no water particles. I have Nautilus and Toby, of course, and I have a mod called Volume Control that turns off all the crazy loud noisy animals like the reefbacks and the gasopods, stalkers, all those guys. This is a core set of mods that are working for me. I did reach out to Mick Job because I don't know if you noticed looking at this vehicle framework I don't have installed anymore. His R5 submersible, any of his vehicle framework submarines, Blossom, I don't have installed anymore. I got a mixed set of results with those, and I'll go through that. I did reach out to Mickjaw and I asked him if he'd heard of the issue. I think a number of us have bugged him about this patch and the problems with some of the mods. Mickjaw thinks that most of the mods will be pretty easy to update, but the vehicle framework requires significant effort. It's probably going to be 1 or 2 or even more weeks before he gets all the vehicle framework mods updated. It shouldn't be super hard, but it's a busy time of year for him. So he does recommend, if you really want to use your vehicle mods, go back to the 2023 update. Future editor here again. That is a solution for sure if your vanilla version of the game is not running right. Switch back to the legacy 2023. That's going to involve, of course, going into betas, turning on betas, right? Subnautica properties betas. You could do that, but that downloads the beta version, so that's a complete reinstallation of the game. So I'm not really ready to go do that. Let's go ahead and kill the game. Okay, I'm going to drag in the mods that were safe, and then at the end I'll show you the one mod that actually broke it. Vehicle framework can be in your plugins. It falls into that category 1. It just didn't load, didn't do anything. Attitude indicator, this is another Mickjaw mod. A fantastic mod. It'll help you level out your submarine, any submarine. Attitude indicator, that fell into category 2. It loaded, it did not work quite right. This is a mod that lets you control the pitch, is that the right word, the attitude of your submarine. So this is at a 30% incline, 30 degrees incline. If I bring it down to 0, that's very nice. Back to day. The problem is I just hit F5. F5 brings up the configuration manager, and there should be entries here for the attitude indicator and one for the sea moth. And here is where you should be able to reduce the size of this blue screen, bring it down, move it left, right, back, forward on the XYZ axis, and basically adhere it to your dashboard of your sea moth. It works really nicely. It even rotates and curves. It fits in really well. But right now, after the patch, we can't configure the mod, so we're stuck with this in our face. So that's why I consider this as a mod to remove from the game. You can't even turn it off in the game right now. So attitude indicator I won't be using. There's 2 third-person mods. The first by McJaw is not working, unfortunately. It doesn't hurt anything. You could leave it in, but it doesn't work. The Renault submersible, also by McJaw. The game is safe, but there's no Renault in the vehicle platform menu. You can't build it. If we look at Subnautica map, with Subnautica map installed, that falls into my category 3 of problems with mods. The mod didn't even run, and it broke some core functionality. Let's hit tab, go to our beacon manager, and it's completely broken beacon manager. Normally we'd have a toggle off to the right to go between beacons and the map. In this case, this mod, Subnautica map, is breaking the beacon manager completely in your tablet. So no Subnautica map for now either. Not safe to play. Dragging that back out. Immersive third person, that's a smaller, newer third person mod, and that works. It has a bug in it, which I'll show at the very end how to get around, but it does work. No water particles, works, although its controls don't work. Disable water particles, this is not working. Notice I disabled the mod to turn off the water particles, but it didn't turn them back on. I'd have to quit the game. Sea level mod works. It's a very weird mod. It's a lot of fun to change the sea level. I haven't seen any problems with that, so I left that in. Okay, finally, the one that breaks the game, just by being in the plugins folder, is unfortunately the Blossom Submarine by McJaw. It consistently broke it until I removed it from plugins. Let's take a look. All right, so here's my BepInEx plugins, Blossom Submarine. Let's hit play. It's trying to start up. The game is trying to load. And it failed. It crashed. It's not running. We got our green play button back. One more time, we'll try it. Remember, this is the culprit. It's still trying it. It failed again. Okay. Am I lying or am I telling the truth? Let's remove Blossom Submarine. Come back here and hit play. I've been doing this a lot today, so to me this is 100% consistent behavior. It's not a bug in the game. It is a bug with the mod. Now that the mod is out of date. Without the Blossom Submarine mod in the plugins folder, the game loads fine. Okay, that wraps up the issues I found with the mods I had installed after the 2025 patch was downloaded. The last thing I wanted to touch on is how to deal with the bug in the immersive third-person mod. So let's take a look at its features and then we'll fix the bug. let's head on into this base. Just a little demo of the immersive third person. When you're in a base or a vehicle, the third person view turns off. So it's just for outside gameplay. It really is a lot nicer. There's a fish. Boom, we're back. Where is that peeper? It's a lot nicer to hunt this method. Boom. If I was a little better, I might get it. Nice and easy. Okay, the bug. There is a bug with the immersive third person. If we go into options and we decide we don't want to play with it anymore and we deactivate it, back to the game, it doesn't work correctly. I'm moving my mouse and nothing's happening. There's a way to get out of this though. We're going to bring up the command console down the bottom left, shift enter key on Windows, and we're going to type in FreeCam. Gets us into FreeCam mode. Once we type FreeCam in a second time, it will turn it off, and this will restore the camera back to our normal camera behavior. So we've been able to exit immersive first person safely. So that's how you fix that bug. You can also flood the whole world. Let's do it. Level, let's see, plus 200. Yeah.